Snyder Bros are at it again, and they just can't handle the fact that directors and people in Hollywood and people connected to anything DC can respect and enjoy what James Gunn is doing. They just can't stand it. Hey, if you don't like Zack Snyder, you're the devil. And even somebody that they once claimed to love and support, David Ayer, is a big fan of Gunn and is supporting what Gunn is doing. The other day, he goes on X and says, I absolutely can't wait to see Gunn's Superman. I have to say this. Gunn is the bravest man in Hollywood these days. He's taking charge of the hardest ship to captain in this industry. We make movies. We are entertainers, not elected officials leading a nation. Everyone, please chill. And a little heart emoji with the hands. You know, I gotta say, this is incredible to see David Ayer kind of standing up, seeing another director, seeing somebody in Hollywood stand up for James Gunn. We're not seeing that, and I think if we saw more of that, I think a lot of this hate towards James Gunn, a lot of this toxicity and animosity, especially from the Snyder Bros that has been going on, I think we would see less and less of it because they would start to realize that what they're doing, what they're saying isn't working. As you can see in this here, just down below, from hashtag Batfleck Forever, he says F Gunn, FWB, I don't give a shit, boycott Warner Brothers. Because, yes, absolutely. You know, a man, I know this guy. I saw him all over Twitter over the years who sat there and integrity, hashtag artistic integrity, you know, all that kind of stuff. He was all for all that, supporting the Snyder Cut and what have you. But here we sit criticizing, getting mad at someone like David Ayer, who he once supported to release his Ayer Cut. You know, and it doesn't end there. There's so many of the Snyder Bros who have just lost their mind over this. You have Zod Writer, who is obviously, you know, a big fan of syllab duels. You know, make sure you check out the replay of this past Saturday's. I don't get it if you missed it. You know, basically he's just calling out David Ayer, calling out the people who support James Gunn, because heaven forbid people have a mind of their own and don't want to just support a losing battle, don't want to support something that doesn't fit the mold of what's going on. You know, the Snyderverse ended in 2017, people. I want to see it complete. Animate the Snyderverse. Let's see it the vision completed in some form or fashion. But we have to move on. We need to move forward to be successful. To go backwards doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't get why people don't understand. You think that the Snyderverse is going to make you millions and billions of dollars, but it won't, and it didn't back then. Why would it now? It wouldn't. It wouldn't make you all that much money. It wouldn't do what you think it's going to do. Oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League did great on streaming. Obviously, that means it would make billions of dollars if it contained... No, that's not what it means. There's no sure thing in Hollywood. The DCEU is no more of a sure bet than releasing and continuing the Snyderverse. It's no more as a sure bet as releasing the Batman 2 or the Joker 2. None of it is. But people, the Snyder Bros don't get that. They just don't get that. They really don't. You know, I gotta love it. You know, you take a look, that Batfleck Forever, he goes, sorry, but this guy don't deserve our support. He's talking about David Ayer. He's saying David Ayer doesn't deserve the support of the Snyder Bros. Don't count on me for campaigns about the Ayer Cut. It's over. He's saying because David Ayer has a mind of his own. He's not going to think like the cults. He's not going to sit there and blindly support and think like the hive mind of the cultist. No, he's gonna support James Gunn. He's excited to see what James Gunn can do, just like a lot of people are. But Mr. Batfleck Forever here, it's over. You can't support David Ayer because he's supporting James Gunn. It's over. You can't do that. That's not allowed. Not in this world. Not at all. You know, and I love it because then he comes at me. You know, he comes at me. And He blocked me. I didn't even realize that. He blocked me. Interesting. When you push back and you really highlight their toxicity and their ignorance, they just block you. My favorite, though, is this man here who continues to push the grift, continues to push the toxicity to just get clout, to just constantly make profit off of it. Constantly. That's all he does. He goes, if you know, you know. David Ayer's given up on the Ayer cut. Ayer's always supported Gunn, repeatedly states to allow James Gunn to cook first. DeLuca Abney were shut out of DC Studios business by Zaslav. DCU will get a project or two out before any potential Look, he just grifts to grift, and now he's going to he's going to build off of this here. That's what he's going to do. And it's just ridiculous, people. You need to stay away from this man. You got to stay away from him. Just stay away from him, all right? There is a big difference between Snyder Bros and Snyder fans. I say this all the time. Big difference. The difference is the Snyder Bros have given up on artistic integrity. Really, they never believed in artistic integrity, because artistic integrity didn't just mean artistic integrity for Zack Snyder. No, it meant for all artists within Hollywood, including James Gunn, including other producers and directors and actors and artists within Warner Brothers and DC. That's what believing in artistic integrity meant. But at some point, these fans realized, when we were saying that, we only really meant Zack Snyder. We only want his stuff. But that's not what it meant. That's not what we all were talking about. We want everybody, every artist to have artistic integrity, to be allowed to put what they want and create what they want. Well, Robert, how can you say artistic integrity, but then say you want to animate the Snyderverse? Well, I say animate the Snyderverse because at this point, Zack's story is over. It was finished. It was put to bed in 2017, unfortunately. And at this point, those who were in charge at that time, are no longer there. And you can't expect those who are in charge now to go back and fix those issues. That wasn't their fault. It wasn't their problem. They have to focus on what they're doing in the future. But I think if they went and talked to Zack and said, look, we want to do something cool for the fans. Obviously, you know how the business works. We can't just give you millions of dollars to do live action. Plus, we can't compete with our own brand. But what if we do animation? What if we do something cool for the fans and allow you a chance to finish your story for the fans? I think he would be in on it. And I'm sure there'd be some back and forth, some negotiating on how much money and what to do and how many films, on how many projects, all that kind of stuff. But I think it would be a cool thing to do. And I think, no compromise, they say. Well, you know what? Sometimes you have to compromise. It's unfortunate, but that's how life works. You don't always get everything you want. You have to compromise sometimes. I don't know. I just think it's time to call out the Snyder Bros. I think it's time to put an end to these hypocrites, these toxic people, and let's just move forward. Enough is enough. With all that said, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, and with all that said, I'll catch you all later.